The Classic TV channel is your happy trails to golden oldies television from the 1940s through the formative years of the 1950s and 60s. Enjoy restored TV shows Mickey Rooney Show, Groucho Marx, Trouble with Father, Terry and the Pirates, One Step Beyond, Beverly Hillbillies, Bonanza, The Lucy Show, Dick Van Dyke, Annie Oakley, Ozzie and Harriet, The Howdy Doody Show, and many, many more. Binge your night away. So return with us now to those golden days of yesteryear.
The amazing drama you're about to see is a matter of human record. You may believe it or not, but the real people who lived this story, they believe it. They know. They took that one step beyond. Here in this warm, secure London house, early April 1912, began the bizarre and untold chapter of a news story that would soon stun the civilized world. In this library was an unread book. Coming events cast their shadows before them. Maybe. Remember this book. We'll come back to it later. It might shock you.
Mother. 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 Mother! Mother!
What is it? What's wrong, dear?
It was water. Dark water. I was drowning. I couldn't swim anymore. I was drowning.
Oh, you just had one of those old-fashioned nightmares.
Oh, no.
I don't blame you. All this excitement about the wedding. No wonder.
Eric was there. And I couldn't find him in the dark. And the water closed in over me. What does it mean?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And in 4 days you'll be married and in Switzerland on your honeymoon. The happiest bride that ever was. And you can't drown in Switzerland. Nobody ever does. All they do is bang into trees on those foolish skis. But drowning? No.
It was all so clear to me. And I could feel the water. It was like ice.
Now, if you must dream, I order you to dream only pleasant things. Eric, your wedding dress, and how happy you're going to be. Promise? That's better. Now, come on back to bed.
But I couldn't find him. I couldn't find him.
Now, that is enough, darling. And I shouldn't worry Eric with this. He's been trying so hard to make everything wonderful for you. There. Now. Good night, dear. And no more nightmares. Good night.
Good morning, Emily. Is the future Mrs. Farley about? Grace?
Eric.
Well.
I know it's early, but I wanted to see what my wife would look like in the mornings.
Ugly.
Would you like some coffee, darling?
I'd love some. You like surprises, don't you, darling?
I love them. Come on, surprise me.
It's about our honeymoon.
A honeymoon?
We're not going to Switzerland.
We're not. Well, where are we going?
We're going to America. To New York City.
New York. Eric.
Now, why don't you ask me how we're going to get there? Swim? Rowboat? Raft?
All right, darling, how?
That's how. Stateroom 111B, boat deck, right next door to Mr. and Mrs. John Jacob Astor, no less. On the maiden voyage of His Royal Majesty's ship, Titanic, Southampton to New York, 6 days at sea, next Tuesday.
At sea?
Oh, just a little sugar, darling.
I can't. I can't believe it.
I can hardly believe it myself, but the office has connections.
Oh, you lucky children.
You sure you won't miss Switzerland?
Oh, Switzerland will keep. But the Titanic, our honeymoon, that's once in a lifetime.
The paper's full of nothing but the Titanic. Listen to this, Grace. RMS Titanic, the world's largest and most luxurious liner, is writing a new and glamorous chapter in man's conquest of the sea. By virtue of her 5 watertight compartments, she's being hailed in marine engineering circles as the unsinkable ship. Her first passenger list makes her a floating home for royalty, statesmen, international society, and stars of the theater and the arts. And
Mr. and Mrs. Eric Farley, who are absolutely unknown.
And absolutely in love. It happened again. I dreamed.
Now, darling, I do wish you wouldn't.
I saw the sea, cold sea. Oh. There were people struggling in the water.
Really?
Sinking, dying.
Grace.
And then a huge ship slid down. Down.
Now, it's just a bad dream. Besides, that ship couldn't be the Titanic. The Titanic can't sink. Everyone knows that.
I saw a lifeboat tossing in the water. There were letters on the side of it. I saw.
Really?
So clearly I saw the word Titanic on the side of the boat. I did. I did. I did. I did. I did. I did. I did.
Just what I've always wanted. Only my own dear Aunt Agatha would have guessed. Have you ever kept birds, my darling? No, neither have I. You ever thought of keeping birds? Neither have I. Then by all means, write dear Aunt Agatha and tell her she's made us very, very happy.
I will.
I know all about last night. And the night before that.
Mother told you. I suppose you think I've gone off my head, one of those silly, hysterical women.
I think you're a lot overtired and a little over-imaginative.
But this isn't my imagination. Believe me, I saw it. I saw it.
Now, that is silly. You don't believe what you see in your sleep? I mean, unless you're a gypsy. Grace, do you trust me?
You know I do.
Then don't spoil the happiest time of our whole lives just because of a bad dream. Everything's going to be all right, I promise. I'll take care of you always.
Oh, hold me tight, darling.
You know, if I didn't know you so well, I'd think that you'd fallen in love with another man, that you didn't want to marry me.
I couldn't love anybody but you.
Very well, I believe you. Only remember, if there ever is another man, I was one of the best shots in the Coldstream Guards. Are you asleep?
I think I will keep a bird after all.
I beg your pardon.
That would please your Aunt Agatha, wouldn't it?
Terribly. Did you have any particular species in mind?
Oh, a lovebird, of course.
Well, naturally, lovebird.
Thank you, darling.
What for?
The 6 most perfect days of my life.
How lovely you are. And very young. There'll be even better days.
You've forgiven me, haven't you, for those silly scenes I made?
I've forgotten the whole thing.
Oh, I'm glad. Such awful, ridiculous dreams.
It wasn't a dream at all. I was wide awake when I felt there was something wrong with the ship. Quite wrong. I know you'll laugh. And I don't blame you. I was in my cabin this afternoon. I imagine it was around 4 o'clock when I heard this terrible sound.
What kind of sound?
It was a terrible grinding sound, as though the ship had suddenly struck some immovable object. The whole boat seemed to tremble with the impact. Tell me, by any chance, did you hear anything or feel anything?
No, I heard nothing like that, I'm happy to say. You know, it's probably your imagination, or more likely, indigestion. Now, why don't you see the ship's doctor? He's a good man, I'm told.
I'm all right physically. It's just that for the first time in my life, I'm afraid. I'm afraid even for the next few hours. I don't know what I'm afraid of. It's as though something in my soul. You know, if I weren't such a hard-headed realist and I were at home, I think I'd call on my minister. 4, 6. 4, 6.
Excuse me, Dr. Morgan, but it's nearly time for the service.
Miss Parsons, I'd like the congregation to sing hymn number 446 tonight.
But, Dr. Morgan, the hymns for tonight are already posted in the church, and the organist...
Please, 446.
I didn't know that was one of your favorite hymns.
It isn't. I don't even know the words. I simply know that we must sing it tonight.
Hear, Father, while we pray to thee for those in peril on the sea. Better we should be praying for our farmers after a winter like this.
What is it, darling?
Nothing.
You're cold. Come to bed.
Harry Teller, you're the only man in New York City that's still up. You've been here for 4 hours.
I don't know what's wrong with me.
Harry, what's this? I thought you were supposed to be drawing pretty girls in the new spring styles. You'll never make the deadline now.
I don't know how it happened. I don't know, helpless. Something seemed to be guiding my hand. I can't explain it.
You're tired. You've been working too hard. Now, come on.
No. No, it's not that.
Harry, let's go to bed. This drawing, it's awful. I don't know who would want it. But you know something? This is the best work you've ever done. I've never seen you do anything like this before. All of this detail in here. And Harry, what is it? Your hands are like ice.
The water in the drawing was cold. Icy cold.
Grace. Grace. Grace.
What happened? What's the matter?
Everything's all right now. You come back to bed.
I don't understand. I was sleeping and someone was screaming, hurry, that we need warm clothes. And I must... What's wrong with me? I must be losing my mind. Oh, I'm losing my mind.
Darling, you're driving me out of mind, you know. Look, I'm not John Jacob Astor or a member of the nobility. I've saved for 2 years for this trip, wanting it to be a perfect honeymoon, and to have it spoilt by such childish nonsense.
Oh, I'm sorry, Eric. I'm sorry.
All right, darling, you're forgiven. I just don't make a habit of pitching my best clothes on the floor.
Iceberg, get ahead! Iceberg, get ahead! Iceberg, get ahead!
Engine seems to have stopped. You all right? Oh, Stuart.
Sir?
The engine seemed to have stopped. What was it?
There was some report of an iceberg, sir. The captain stopped the vessel, sir, just to be on the safe side, you know.
What an incredible ship. What service. They run out of ice at the bar, so what happens? We hit an iceberg. Good fresh ice. That's what I like. It's all over the deck. Have a drink, chum.
No, thank you.
Never seen an iceberg, darling. Shall we go and have a look?
That's a good idea. We'll wrap up good and warm.
Captain's orders, go to your lifeboat station. Please dress warmly. Now, there's no need to panic. Just take it nice and easy.
It's just a precaution, darling. Remember what the captain said tonight? The ship that nothing in the world could sink? doing? Trying to impress an iceberg with your jewels?
Just in case you might not be coming back.
Oh, come on.
Easy does it now. Women and children only. Men will follow later. There we go. Yeah, right. There's the little one. Here's the young fellow. Take care of him, will you? Yes, sir.
No!
Thank you, madam.
No! No! I won't go without you!
Hush,
No!
my darling, hush.
No!
Now, stop it. Listen to me. Have you forgotten your wedding vows so soon? Love, honor, obey. Now you go with the other women in boat 4.
I'm sorry. I love our marriage. All 6 days, 5 hours, and 20 minutes of it. I even loved our first fight.
If you ever have another bad dream, I'll listen to you. Every word.
Come, madam.
It's all right. It's all right. Good night, my love.
Farley never came back to this house. Over 1,500 people perished that dreadful night aboard the Titanic. Eric Farley was among them. You've seen some of the unexplained supernatural events surrounding the life and death of a great ship. Now, do you remember this book? It's a novel published in 1898, 14 years before the ill-fated vessel was even dreamed of. The title, Futility. Its author, Morgan Robertson. It's a story about the largest liner ever built, carrying on its maiden voyage the rich and great of the world. Then, on an April night, it struck an iceberg. The vessel in this book was 70,000 tons. The Titanic, 66,000 tons. The length of the ship in these pages, 800 feet. The Titanic, 882 feet. Both made 25 knots. Both carried about 3,000 passengers. Both liners had lifeboats for only a fraction of that number. And both were considered unsinkable. Oh, one more thing. The author called his ship the Titan. In a moment, something else to think about. This is the ticket that carried a passenger, Arthur Douglas by name, from New York to Chicago on a fantastic excursion into terror. Now, if you were one of the passengers on the train that night, well, thank you to keep your secret until next week, when a perfectly normal man takes that one step beyond. What you're about to see is a matter of human record. Explain it, we cannot. Disprove it, we cannot. We simply invite you to explore with us the amazing world of the unknown, to take that one step beyond. Like, thousands of other couples in Manhattan, Jim and Betty Hennessy are giving a cocktail party. Now, all those other parties will end with people falling in love with each other, with people getting sore at each other, with hangovers, and with plenty of work for the maid. But this one, oh boy, this one.
I don't know. Sometimes I can't do it at all.
Oh, stop that. What about the time that you told Marie Cooper that their house was going to burn down 3 days before it happened?
Yeah, that was really out of this world.
It was really horrible.
It wasn't your fault, darling. After all, you got us married.
How did she manage that?
She told me I was going to meet a man in Bermuda because of a flat bicycle tire. And a year later, I would marry him.
And we were married to the day.
How come you could fix a bicycle tire? In the Army, you couldn't clean your rifle.
I still can.
Oh, well, now, come on, it's not that bad.
Oh, he's very handy.
No kidding. She's really terrific. She went into some kind of hypnotic sleep a year before Betty and I ever laid eyes on each other. And she called all the shots right on the button.
Sure she did.
You don't believe it, huh?
Well, I believe she saved lots of cocktail parties. Look, next time you're in Chicago, remind me to take you on State Street to a little old woman. She's got a genuine African monkey paw. All she does is touch it. And the whole future lights up. And she told me I'd be the next governor of Illinois. Oh, you'd love her.
Okay, buddy. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a wise guy from Chicago in our midst. He doesn't believe in our Ellen. What do you say, Ellen? Would you be willing to do it?
Oh, please, I'd rather not.
Well, maybe the spirits are with Miss Larrabee today.
Some other time.
You mean when there are no cynics on the premises?
No, just some other time.
But there can't be any other time, Ellen. He's flying back to Chicago tonight. Come on, don't make a jackass out of me.
I think this is wonderful. You and Arthur have never seen each other before. You know absolutely nothing about him.
And you might be able to tell him something. It'll wipe that smug smile off his face. Charlie, come on. You make her do it.
Now, what's Charlie got to do with it?
Well, they sort of work together.
That's an act.
Well, maybe it is an act. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. You want to, Ellen?
I just don't feel up to it now.
Well, then forget about it. You don't have to sing for your supper around here.
It's too bad. I like party games. Like post office. I'm a whiz at post office. Well, I'm sorry I'm such a wet blanket. Oh, look, for Pete's sake, I hope I didn't hurt your feelings.
You didn't hurt my feelings, Mr.
Douglas.
Mr. Douglas. All right. I'm ready.
Oh, marvelous.
Oh, good. Good. Now, Ellen, you don't have to do this.
I want to. Mr. Douglas, I hope you'll be amused.
Well, come on, everybody. Get comfortable. Grab a chair. Now the party livens up. Excuse me.
All right, Ellen, now close your eyes. Now relax. Relax completely. Now you're sinking. Down, down, down. You're floating. Your mind is free in space. World's far away.
Far away.
You feel wonderful. Light and wonderful.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Wonderful.
Now, where are you, Ellen?
Moving. Moving.
Do you see anything?
Nothing. Nothing. Oh. He doesn't notice them.
Notice what?
They're not his anyway.
What's not his, Ellen?
The keys.
Now it's dark. Dark, 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 dark. A tunnel. Stop.
What stopped? Where did it stop?
There's so much noise.
What kind of noise?
People. And trains. Many trains.
I hope the act improves. You just told her I was taking a plane.
Are you in the station, Ellen?
He's late. He's hurrying. Now run. Run. Running. He's running.
Where's he running?
102, B.
102?
B. Compartment B. Car 102.
Shouldn't someone tell her I'm flying?
They shouldn't. They're making him go. Things making him go. Oh, he shouldn't have. He shouldn't have. There's a snake.
It's a snake?
A snake. A shining gold band.
You mean a ring?
Yes, a ring. Now I see. To thee, for whose dear love I rise and fall. Oh, isn't that lovely? It must have meant a lot.
Whose ring, Ellen?
Hers.
Hers? Well, well, well.
Now, Arthur, if this bores you, we can stop right now.
No, don't be silly. Now it's getting interesting.
Oh, she's so pretty. Dark hair.
Very interesting.
Traveling suit. Gray. Fur bow. He's nervous. He's frightened. He's spilling her drink. And now he's running. Running. 102, quickly, quickly. Oh, he's so frightened. Oh, he's all alone. In the dark. Ah! The light is blinding. She's standing in front of him with a knife. With a knife.
Ellen.
Ellen! You're all right, darling. You're all right now.
Well, nothing like this ever happened before, Arthur. I'm sorry. Guess it was a lousy idea.
What did I say? What did I say? I talked about you, didn't I?
Well, if you did, I hope you're wrong.
Was it bad?
Bad? Oh, I'm going to be rich as a Maharaja, live to be 150, and fall in love with an international beauty. Look, thanks for the most exciting cocktail party I've been to in years. I wouldn't have missed it for the world. Goodbye. Goodbye, all.
I'm afraid this wasn't a barrel of laughs. Well, have a good trip, Arthur.
Thank you.
I'm glad you're going by plane.
You know something? You really married a spook. But she's good looking.
So long, Arthur.
All right, bye-bye.
I'll see you soon. For being such a bust, there's an awful lot to clean up.
Never mind, Maddie, I'll get it. I wonder who that could be. I hope nobody forgot anything. It's one thing I can't stand is a party that never ends. Arthur!
Hey, where's the party?
Well, what happened? Why aren't you in the plane?
Well, don't you ever look out your windows? Nothing's leaving Idlewild for who knows how long.
What are you going to do?
Exactly what your Miss Larrabee said I was going to do. Well, I knew you wouldn't mind my waiting here instead of the station.
You're not going to take a train.
One bag, Chicago special.
I'm sorry about the traffic, sir, but New York City, when we have fog...
All right, give a change.
Thank you, sir.
Gee, I'm sorry. All right, that's all right.
Hey, mister! Mister! You dropped your keys, sir.
Oh, they aren't mine.
Okay.
The keys. They're not his anyway.
Going right out, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening. Douglas.
Oh, yes, Mr. Douglas, because of this storm and all the reservations that were made at the last minute like yours, there's been a mix-up in your space. Now, I can give you compartment L in car 271 or, let's see, car 102, compartment B.
Compartment B, car 102.
What were those numbers?
Car 271.
I mean the last.
Compartment B, car 102.
Well, I'll take the other one. Car 270.
It doesn't really matter. The compartments are exactly the same.
That's what you think.
I beg your pardon?
Thanks very much.
Good evening.
There you go.
Beg pardon, sir. This last-minute change seems to have gotten us all fouled up. I'm afraid we're going to have to change cars after all. You see, this lady belongs in here. The porter will move you. I'm very sorry for the bother.
Where are you moving me to?
Well, the only space we have left, car 102, compartment B. Now, if you'll permit the porter to...
I'm not permitting the porter anything. I'm staying right here.
Oh, but Mr. Douglas...
Look, why don't you put the lady in the other compartment? Well, you yourself said they were the same.
Not quite, Mr. Douglas. You see, at 6:12 tomorrow morning, we lose car 102 at Dayton. That means that its passengers will ride in the club car the rest of the way to Chicago. And since this lady has had this space reserved for so long, it hardly seems fair that she should be the one who's inconvenienced.
Well, I'm not moving.
Look, rather than cause all this fuss, I'll take the other compartment.
No. Just a moment. Mr. Douglas, as the conductor of this train, I'm responsible for the comfort of the passengers. Now, this lady purchased this space some weeks ago, and she's not going to be inconvenienced because of a clerical error, and I must say a most uncooperative man.
Look, I've got to get to Chicago.
Car 102 will take you there quite nicely. And if that compartment is not acceptable to you, I must ask you to leave the train.
All right. All right, let's change.
Thank you, Mr. Douglas.
Think nothing of it.
I'm sorry about all this bother.
All right.
All aboard!
Yes?
Oh, excuse me. I believe I left my hat in here.
Oh.
Thank you. I shouldn't have made all the fuss about the compartment.
Well, that's all right. Nobody likes to be shuttled about. Yes?
I did apologize about getting annoyed, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
I'm sorry. The two cheapest words in the language. When a fellow says I'm sorry and offers to buy you a drink, that really means something. What do you say?
Oh, thank you. Maybe if you're in the club car later, I'll see you there, but first I must change.
Well, you look fine the way you are.
I'm glad you approve.
I do. I'll, be waiting for you.
Does that kind offer of a drink still stand?
Traveling suit, gray. Fur bow.
Well, you did ask me to have a drink.
Oh, please, forgive me. Please. What'll you have?
Scotch and soda, if I may.
Scotch and soda.
Oh, she's so pretty. Dark hair.
Is something wrong?
I don't know.
You know, I can live without this drink.
Oh, please, please, forgive me. Please. Would you, mind if I ask you a question about, your dress?
It's a suit.
Tell me, is that what you, call an original? I mean, is that the only one like it?
No, I wish it were. I hate to think about it, but there are probably 1,000 women walking around in exactly the same thing. Here's to the man in compartment B.
Live in Chicago?
Not exactly in Chicago. Evanston.
Have friends in New York?
A few, not many.
Tell me, by some wild chance, you happen to know Ellen Larrabee?
No, I don't think so. Thank you.
You're sure?
Quite sure.
Now, she's small, brown hair and eyes are sort of...
I really don't know Ellen Larrabee.
I'm glad.
What?
You want to hear something really crazy? I went to a cocktail party this afternoon. A perfectly normal cocktail party. And it was this completely average-looking woman there, this Ellen Larrabee. Now, look, I'm the most practical guy in the world. I believe 2 and 2 are 4, period. But this Ellen Larrabee told me that I was...
It's a snake.
And what did she tell you?
A snake.
Well, do you want them or not?
To thee, for whose dear love I rise and fall.
Let me see that.
What?
That ring.
All right. It's quite old. It's a serpent ring. I picked it up in a little antique shop on Madison Avenue. Being a woman, I liked the sentiment inside. To thee, for whose dear love I rise and fall. Isn't that lovely? It must have meant so much.
Look, do you know me? Have you ever seen me before? Now, I must know, I must. Did you know I was taking a strain?
No, I've never seen you before. Are you feeling all right?
Look, my name is Douglas, Arthur Douglas. Now, does that name mean anything to you?
Look, Mr. Douglas, it's none of my business, but I really think that you...
Oh, this is insane! What is this? What is this?
Mr. Douglas? Mr. Douglas? Mr. Douglas? Mr. Douglas? Just lie still. You'll be all right now. You've got quite a slice in the head, but you'll be all right. You're lucky.
Lucky?
Why, sure. Look at the service you're getting. I'm a first-class surgical nurse, and this gentleman here, he's a doctor. Happened to be in the next car.
You're going to be all right. Lost a little blood, that's all.
Whatever made you pull that emergency cord? They'll probably give you a medal.
Medal?
If you hadn't pulled that cord, Lord knows how many people would be dead instead of just shaken up.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the freight train that was stalled on the track 100 yards ahead of us. The signal system failed. We stopped about 6 yards from the caboose. But how did you know that the train was there? I mean, you couldn't possibly have known. No one could have known.
No one?
Ellen Larrabee knew. How? Well, there are a lot of theories. Precognition. Clairvoyance. Some people might even call it a happy coincidence. But does that explain it? I mean, really explain it. To whom it happened, we know. Where it happened, we know. How or why it happened. In a moment, something else to wonder about. Next week? This is a film developing tray, a rather ordinary object. But next week, when we take that one step beyond, this commonplace item from a photographer's darkroom will play quite a part in a bizarre story of the unknown world. I think you'll be shocked by what develops. What you're about to see is a matter of human record. Explain it, we cannot. Disprove it, we cannot. We simply invite you to explore with us the amazing world of the unknown, to take that one step beyond. This is the scene of the crime. In this house, somewhere in France, a perfectly normal, attractive American girl lived a lifetime in 48 hours. If old houses could only talk, what stories they could tell. Well, this ancient dwelling has a voice that Rita Wallace will soon hear quite distinctly.
This is not very modern. It's quite old, but very comfortable. And that, mademoiselle, is the dining room. The living room, the library, anything that you want.
What's this?
Oh, that's a storeroom now. Many years ago, that used to be the cool room. We used to keep the butter, eggs, milk, all sorts of things like that in there.
I could use it for a dark room. It's right near the sink.
The plumbing is quite old. It still goes. And that is Madame Rocamier.
It's lovely.
Oh, mademoiselle.
I must have caught a flu bug or something.
I'm awfully sorry to say, but I think you have fever.
I'll be all right.
I've got a very good physician. I better call him for you.
Oh, I'll be fine. Oh. Oh.
This is not very impressive, but it's the only house that I have.
Oh, it's
of course, I've got a chateau. It's quite grand, but expensive.
No, this is fine. I'll take it. I feel too rotten to look any farther anyhow.
Oh, I think you better see the doctor. My doctor is not very expensive.
No, really, I'll be all right. I'll get some headache pills when I go out. Who's this?
Oh, that is Tante Clara. Mademoiselle, did I understand you to say that you are with an American magazine?
Yes, I'm a staff photographer.
Oh, then you are here on your vacation, no?
No, it's an assignment I've wanted to do for a long time, to be called the Face of France. The collective face, you see, caught in various individuals who altogether will express the nature and the spirit of the country, if I'm lucky.
Oh, it must be very, very interesting.
You know what?
What?
You could help make it interesting.
How?
Well, the pictures can be only as good as the models. If you know anyone whose face is interesting, expressing character, good or bad, I'd be very grateful if you could send him over. I'll pay, naturally.
I think I'm going to look for somebody like that.
Oh, good. Oh, that's wonderful.
Oh, it is a very good bed, and I think you're going to sleep very good. If you need anything, call me. I'll be downstairs.
Thank you, madame.
What do you want? I asked what you wanted.
I was sent for, mademoiselle.
By whom? Oh, of course, Madame Morel. Forgive me for being so rude. I'm not feeling any too well today. I must thank Madame Morel. She's a very good judge. Won't you sit down? You have quite a wonderful face, you know. Have you ever had your picture taken before?
Some time ago.
Oh, this is going to be just swell. Oh, where is my head? I left my camera and all my equipment in the car. Would you be so kind as to help me? S'il vous plaît. I hate to miss any of this light. It's all in the car, a whole lot of stuff. Oh, such eyes. This is going to be marvelous. That's nice. Oh, good. Lovely. Ah, lovely. Now, you just do whatever you feel like doing. Make yourself comfortable. If you feel like moving around, that's fine. You don't have to hold still.
What are you doing?
I'm taking your picture. You're not familiar with this camera?
No. No, I'm not.
They've had good ones for, 25 years, I suppose. Though the film and developers have improved a great deal recently. A good one. They're very good for fast work and changing light. Oh, Mr. Good. Turn, that good? Wonderful. Now then, look a little to your right. As close to the sun as you can without it hurting your eyes.
It doesn't hurt.
Oh, that's wonderful. Just one more. Oh, that's wonderful. Now, if you have time, I'd like to get some light set up. Oh. I don't know if I'll be able to do it after all. I'm awfully sorry. I feel just awful. Everything goes in and out of focus. Almost like a bad camera. I mean, it isn't the camera, it's me.
Oh, what a shame.
Could you come back tomorrow night?
Yes, I think I can do it again since I have this time.
Oh, good. I'd like to get some very careful shots. Oh, I'm really not up to it tonight. Monsieur? Strange, he didn't even say goodbye.
Ah, bonjour.
Oh, hello.
I was quite concerned about you. How do you feel?
Oh, a little better.
Oh, you still look a little tired. You still should see my doctor.
Haven't the time.
Well, he could come over to your place.
Thank you, Mrs. Morel, but I'm really much better. Good, good. Thank you, merci. Anyway, you've done enough for me already by sending me that delightful old gentleman last night. The one with the, you know, the black hair and a sweet face.
Oh, I'm sorry, but I sent no one, although I intend to.
Well, that's odd. I was sure you had. just sort of appeared. He must have thought I was crazy. Well, who was he then?
Maybe someone that worked for a previous tenant, and he came to see if you needed anyone while he saw you moving in.
Yes, that makes sense. Anyway, he's coming back tonight. He's a wonderful model. Merci, merci. Thank you. Would you mind knocking when you come in? Perhaps it isn't the custom in your country, but it makes me terribly nervous.
Forgive me, mademoiselle. I'm sorry.
No, you forgive me. I just don't feel very well, and I'm just not myself today.
Has mademoiselle's ailment improved?
A little, but I'm afraid my disposition hasn't. It was awfully nice of you to come back this evening. Would you like a cup of tea?
No, thank you.
Well, then shall we get started? Good. Would you sit here? By the way, how did you happen to come here last evening? I thought Madame Morel had sent you, but she said no.
Oh, I just came. I've been here before.
Oh, that's what she thought. Oh, by the way, I pay for the posing.
No pay is necessary.
Oh, but of course I wouldn't expect you to do it for nothing. Do the lights bother your eyes?
No, I don't mind.
Good. Now then, I'm using a slower shutter than yesterday, so I'll have to ask you to hold still when I make each shot. Now, could you lean back just a little? There, that's good. Good. Would you look a little to your right? Good. And just a little down. That's a good one. Good. Now, straighten up just a bit. Good. Good. Let's turn your whole body. That's good. Oh, that's wonderful. You're not a professional by any chance? A professional model?
No.
All right. Now then, if you're quite comfortable, I'd like for you to think back. Remember something a little sad. Something that happened that made you unhappy, perhaps. Something you did, perhaps, that you regret. Just continue to sit that way. That's good, fine. Just keep on that way, thinking about it, so we can get what we call a mood picture. Oh, good one. Monsieur, soften your face. Just, that's a little too much, Monsieur. Monsieur, just relax now. That's fine. Just relax, Monsieur. That's good. You can move now. I expect that's all we'll have to take today.
Who
Where have you been, Cecile?
Cecile? What do you mean?
You know what I mean, you filthy, cheap, rotten shame!
I think you'd better go now.
So you can meet him. Who is he now, Cecile? Who? The same one or new one, Cecile? Tell me, Cecile!
Please, you're frightening me. Go away.
I told you what would happen, Cecile!
Go away.
I warn you, Cecile! I warn you! I warn you, Cecile! Cecile!
Mademoiselle! Mademoiselle! Mademoiselle, ouvrez donc la porte! J'ai quelqu'un ici qui vous attend là dehors. What is it? What's the matter?
Where is he?
Who?
Where is he?
Who do you mean?
He's hiding.
Hiding?
He's hiding. Where is he?
There is nobody in the
Did you
house.
hear? What?
I'm worried about you. That's
See,
why.
he was here. He
Wait
tried to
a minute,
kill me.
wait a minute.
He tried to kill me.
Now, look at
He tried to kill me.
I went out and I got the
He
song
tried to
down.
kill me.
Oh, la.
Mademoiselle Wallace, the gendarme searched the entire house with you. True? And he found no one. He also searched the entire neighborhood. Is that not so? You have found no one who resembles him?
No one?
It is a very odd story. I cannot imagine who it might have been.
You don't believe me?
It is odd. Very odd. Don't you agree?
Mademoiselle, here's some hot coffee for you.
Oh, thank you. Oh, how thoughtful you are.
Tell me, mademoiselle, what was the address of that house again?
344 Avenue Bonaparte.
We have covered everyone who have a record of in this district, mademoiselle. Of course, he could be from somewhere else. Eh, Mazak?
It could be almost anybody.
Detective Mazak knows everyone around here. He has a photographic memory. Now, if you could be a little more explicit.
How stupid I am. I have dozens of photographs of him.
You still have them?
Of course. I could develop them in a few minutes if somebody could go back with me. I can't go back there alone.
I would be very happy to take mademoiselle home.
No, Mazak, you're going off duty. Grinnell will...
No, it's on my way. Mademoiselle, if you please.
S'il vous plaît, merci. It's over there.
I know. Do you mind if I smoke my pipe?
Oh, not at all. It was nice of you to come with me. If you're off duty, though, you should have gone home.
That's all right. I wanted to see the pictures. Tell me, how did the man first get in touch with you?
Well, he didn't get in touch with me. He just was there. He didn't knock.
Did it not seem peculiar? Did it not disturb you?
Well, yes, but you see, he had such a wonderful face. They're ready now.
Now, perhaps the inspector won't think I'm just an hysterical woman.
Oh, he does not.
Oh, yes, he does. Can't be. It can't be. How could it be? But he was here. He was right here.
Mademoiselle.
He tried to kill me.
Mademoiselle.
I'm not imagining it. He tried to kill me. You have to believe me. You have to.
Mademoiselle,
Do you
please.
think I'm crazy?
Please, do not excite yourself. I do believe you.
You believe he was here?
I believe you are telling me the truth. Mademoiselle, I want you to come with me on a short trip.
Where? For what?
I want to show you something. Oh, I promise no harm will come to you.
For what? Where? What's it about?
I must ask you to come with me without telling you what I expect, because I don't expect it. But we must find out. Mademoiselle, please. Please, mademoiselle. Mademoiselle. Jean Gabot died 1926. Executed for killing his young wife. The very same house, the very same room.
What was her name?
Cecile.
So you see, dead men do tell tales. Sometimes, the restless ones even revisit the scene of the crime, causing much havoc among the living thereby. What do you suppose that Rita Wallace will tell her grandchildren one day about Monsieur Jean Gabot? Will she try to explain it at all? Well, that I would like to hear, because I can't explain it. But it happened just the same. So did next week's adventure into the world of the unknown. More about that in a moment. Oh, about next week. Well, it begins with a silly argument about this hat. And it ends when two people in peril, miles apart, discover an amazing kind of communication, an incredible way of finding each other, as together they take that one step beyond. The amazing drama you're about to see is a matter of human record. You may believe it or not. But the real people who lived this story, they believe it. They know. They took that one step beyond. How many ways are there for human beings to communicate with each other? The kiss, the glance, the word, and there's another, an incredible other, which can happen anytime, any place, to anybody. To anybody.
All you had to do was be nice to him.
Seems to me you were nice enough for both of us.
Now, what kind of a crack is that?
Oh, come on, kiddo. You knew what you were doing every minute.
Yes, I knew what I was doing.
You don't have to yell. I'm sitting right here beside you.
I was trying to keep you from cutting your own throat. Of course, you're such a successful lawyer. We don't need a $2,000 retainer.
Now, wait a minute.
Oh, no. We don't have any bills to pay. Our closets are bulging.
Oh, now, shut up. And that ridiculous hat. I mean, it's embarrassing. Looks like you bought it at the dime store. That's it. Yeah, that's just fine. I was wondering when you were going to get around to that.
Well, I think it's a pretty hat.
Oh, isn't that interesting, Mr. Wallace? My, what a fascinating career you've had, Mr. Wallace. And that low-cut dress you insisted on wearing? And what about the way you were dancing with him?
You're just jealous. Jealous of a fat old man. And dumb. Oh, arguing politics with a prospective client.
Well, what was I supposed to do? Crawl, yes him to death like you did? Beg him for his business? Look, I don't need anybody that bad.
No, of course not. Not a Clarence Darrow like you. Thanks a lot for opening the door.
Why don't you yell a little louder, then the whole neighborhood can hear you.
Maybe I will.
You're back just about the time you said you'd be. Debbie was just fine, Mrs. Jansen. She went to bed at 8:30 sharp without any fuss at all.
How much do I owe you, Mrs. Ford?
Well, let's see, about 4 hours. That would be $3, I guess. Well, did you have a nice time, Mr. Jansen?
Yes.
I hope you asked me again. You know, I enjoyed it so much, and Debbie's such a nice little girl. Well, good night.
Night.
Now, I want to tell you something.
Don't tell me anything.
Despite your rudeness, Mr. Wallace is going to call and have you take on his legal work.
Sure he is. Is that the payoff for your dancing with him all night? What else did he whisper in your ear?
He didn't whisper anything in my ear. Just so happens I knew what he was thinking.
Now we come to the mind-reading bit again. You knew what he was thinking. You knew what he was thinking. You know what I'm thinking. You know what everybody's thinking, and I'm sick of it.
It seems to me you're getting sick of a lot of things.
If you mean watching my wife throwing herself around like a common, low-down cheap...
I'm sorry.
not a Clarence Darrow like you. Clarence Darrow.
Oh, my God. Carol!
Well? Well. I'm sorry, Mommy. But you were still asleep and it was getting late, so I thought I'd better make my own breakfast. And look what happened.
It's all right, Debbie. I'll clean it up. You go sit down now. You're gonna have to hurry because you're gonna be late for school.
Where's Daddy?
Daddy?
Has he gone already?
Yes, he had to leave very early. Now, you hurry up and finish this because you're going to be late.
Did I tell you that Laura got a pink sweater set for her birthday? That isn't until Saturday, but she's going to wear it to school today anyhow. You're not listening.
What, dear?
About Laura and her birthday.
Yes, dear.
Am I going to have a birthday party this year, Mommy?
We'll talk about it later, Debbie.
But it's only 3 months from now. We have to make plans. What are you and Daddy going to get me for my birthday? I can keep a secret.
No, you can't. You're the biggest blabbermouth in town. Now, hurry up and finish your breakfast.
Help!
Will? Oh, it's you, Mr. Wallace. Oh, of course I'm not disappointed. But you did call just like I said. No, of course I'm surprised. I just meant... Oh, no, Will's not here. He already left for the office. Oh, he's not there? Well, I guess he'll be in real soon. He must have stopped to see a client. If I hear from him, I'll tell him that you called. And that you made up your mind. Yes. Oh, very soon, Mr. Wallace. Thank you. Goodbye. Mrs. Hutchison, this is Mrs. Jansen. Yes, good morning. Has Mr. Jansen come in yet? Oh, well, let me speak to Mr. Wesley then, please. George? Will and I had a terrible argument last night and he stormed out. And I haven't seen or heard from him since. Have you? Oh. Well, I don't know what to think, where he could be. It was a stupid argument and it was all my fault. But it's more than that. George, the strangest things have been happening to me. I don't know if I'm going out of my mind or what. You know how I always felt I knew what Will was thinking? Well, I keep almost hearing things. I keep feeling that he needs me, that he's calling to me. It's not silly. I know something's wrong. Well, what if he's hurt someplace and he needs someone to help him? Yes, I'll be all right. Yes. All right. Goodbye. Operator, give me the police. Just listen to me, please.
Mrs. Jansen, I have been listening to you, but really, I think you're getting excited over nothing.
I'm not excited. I'm just worried, that's all. He's been missing since midnight.
Well, it's just a little over 10 hours and 40 minutes. Now, that's hardly time enough for you to get so worried, is it? Hasn't this ever happened before?
No, he's never done this before.
Look, in my house, this kind of thing would... Mrs. Jansen,
If we went looking for every married man, the first time he spent a night on the town, there'd be no time for anything else, now would there? You can understand that, can't you? I bet he's back at his office right now, or back home, wondering where you are. Now, if you'd like, I'll call him for you.
No, he's not in the office. His partner knows I'm here. I left a note at home in case he comes back there.
All right, Mrs. Jansen. If you were me, where would you start looking? Don't you see he could be anywhere?
He had an accident in the car.
Yes, you told me. But where? How do you know?
I know. He's hurt, and he's in danger. Somewhere.
After you telephoned, we checked the hospitals, we checked the morgue, we double-checked the highway patrol and all accidents after midnight. There's a description on your husband and his car. Now, if anything happens...
But it has happened. It happened last night. He's lying somewhere, hurt. I know it. I'm sure.
Mrs. Jansen, now be reasonable, will you? Excuse me. Yes. Oh, Sergeant Cooper. Lab reports on that hit and run. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Uh-huh. Did you double check? Oh. Yeah, I've got it.
Landmark.
Yeah. All right, thanks.
Landmark?
What?
Landmark.
Landmark what?
I don't know. I don't know, but I know that's where he is. I'm sure of it.
All right, Mrs. Jansen, just be calm. Can't beat him, join him. I'll look it up for you. Oh, here we are. Mrs. Evelyn Landman, Land Maps Incorporated, Landmark Cafe, Landmark Industries.
That's it.
What's it?
Landmark Cafe.
Landmark Cafe, Route 55 and Carruthers Road. Lady, that's 10 or 12 miles out of town. Now, that's a pretty long trip to take for no... Oh, all right, Mrs. Jansen, I'll call him for you. I'll call him. Landmark Cafe. They don't answer. I guess they don't open up this time of the morning. Where are you going?
There's no time!
Oh, brother, I draw the... I'm coming, Mrs. Jansen. Well, at least it stopped raining. You want to tell me about it now, Mrs. Jansen?
What?
Why are you so sure your husband will be at this cafe?
I don't know.
Oh, come on now. What is it, really? Some waitress that works there, is that it?
What?
Okay, Mrs. Jansen, okay. There's no one here, Mrs. Jansen. Probably hasn't been anyone near here in weeks. Now, let's get back to the car.
No, I know.
There's no one here,
know.
Mrs. Jansen. Really? That's it.
I know.
I'll take you home now, and if by the time we get there your husband hasn't returned, I'll see that somebody stays with you. When you're on this road, those airplanes seem like they're coming right at you. Mrs. Jansen, I'll bet you anything in this world that when we get there, you'll find your husband's already there. He's probably got the rest of the police force out looking for you. Mrs. Jansen, don't worry.
Stop the car.
What are you trying to do? Kill yourself? Mrs. Jansen.
Will.
Now look. Look, please, will you? His legs are caught onto the car. Huh? Stay with him. I'll send for an ambulance. How indeed? How did Carol know? Another, an incredible other kind of human communication. If you must have a word for it, it's called telepathy. And what is telepathy? You're not going to trap me. I'll be back in a moment. This flashlight, held in the hand of a small boy, once threw light into a very dark place. It also illuminated one of the most mysterious experiences of life as we know it. Next week, we promise you something startling. Startling, that is, if you believe the dead can return to shield the living. You're about to see the rarest kind of human experience. One man's adventure into the world of the unknown. You may question, you may challenge what follows. Nevertheless, it is the personal record of someone who took that one step beyond.
She was standing right here! I saw her! It was no hallucination!
Hallucination. According to Webster, noun, illusion, apparent perception of an external object, not actually present. That's what the dictionary says. But inside that room, that well-ordered definition just won't do.
Sometimes, repeating over and over again what we think we have seen...
You want to hear it again? You just tell me you want to hear it again. You want to hear it 1,000 times. I'll tell it to you 1,000 times. But when do we stop?
When that which cannot be is removed from that which was.
Okay, Doctor. Same story.
6 weeks ago, I was released from a sanitarium for chronic alcoholism. I went to Nevada to find my wife. She was getting a divorce.
Hi, Dad.
Wow. It's been a while, son. You know something, son? I missed you.
Me too. But Ma said it'd be better if we didn't bother you.
Well, she's right. She's right. That's no place to go visiting people. How is she?
She's okay.
Hey, what's the matter, huh?
Nothing.
Oh. Well, I'm not drunk, if that's what you're wondering.
Dad.
That was it, wasn't it? She told you to find out if I was. Well, now, that's nothing for you to be ashamed of. She's absolutely right. She shouldn't see me unless she makes sure. You're never going to have to worry about that again, Steve. You believe me?
Sure I do.
Thanks, Steve. Now, let's go see if we can convince your mother.
I hope she believes you.
I hope so, too. Hey, wait a minute. Helen.
Hello, Carl. Put this out in the station wagon, will you, Steve?
You still going?
Mm-hmm.
Dad, too?
Well, you run along now, huh?
Steve. See you later. How'd you like the flowers?
They're lovely. It's a much bigger bouquet than last time.
I see you didn't care much for the note either. I meant every word of it.
You always do. You were always sweet and thoughtful, Carl.
Except when I was drunk and looking for somebody to punch.
I just can't help it anymore. I used to be able to forget, but now I can't. Why did you come all the way out here? The answer is no.
Helen?
No, Carl, absolutely no. See, all the other times you were away, I used to be able to think of you the way you were when we first got married. The good times. But this last time, all I could see was you drunk and shouting and fighting and those two policemen, the way they looked at me. Carl, I've just forgiven and forgotten so many times that it's just all gone out of me. The forgiving and the forgetting. I can't, that's all, no.
Helen, I don't want you to forget.
Carl, what you're doing is not fair to any of us. You're upsetting Stevie and...
Listen to me, Helen. I want you to remember. We've both got to remember just how terrible it was. Because that's what's going to keep it from happening again.
I can't go through this again, Carl. I just can't. Why did you have to come out here? Why couldn't you just leave us alone?
Helen, you remember where they put me the last time? It was pretty awful. I was never so scared in my whole life. Not even when I was a little kid. Oh, I hated you for letting them put me there.
Well, what was I supposed to have done?
I hated you at first. But I'm grateful now. You gave me a lot of time to think. And when I got out, I realized that I'd never take another drink as long as I lived.
But how do you know?
Because now I know what made me drink. It was fear.
Fear? Of what? You had a wonderful job, and we had Stevie. And you knew how much I loved you.
And I was afraid that I wasn't good enough for you. That doesn't make much sense, I guess. How can I make you understand? Well, I drank to forget the fear. And when I was drinking, I really wasn't good enough for you. Well, the fear got worse. I drank some more. And I lost my job. I hated myself for that. And I drank some more. Hated myself some more. And all the time I was afraid. But I'm not afraid anymore. Take me back, Helen. What do you say?
You were always such a good salesman. You make it sound so right.
It is right.
I want to think about it. I'm not here. When I'm with you, whatever you say seems right.
I'm glad I still have that effect on you.
I promised Stevie I'd take him sightseeing this afternoon.
Could I go with you?
No, we'll be back before supper.
While you're deciding, would you wear this?
I'll never put that ring on again, Carl, unless I mean it.
If it is no, I promise I won't argue.
Thanks, Carl.
Just in case it is no, I want you to remember this. I do love you.
What's the matter, Steve?
Nothing.
You don't sound like nothing's the matter.
It's not your fault, Mom,
What is it?
that I don't enjoy anything as much as I did when, no, I don't know.
When what?
When I was a little kid, I guess.
Now, that's not what you meant, is it? You mean that nothing's as much fun without your father? Isn't that what you're trying to tell me? Maybe I feel the same way.
Maybe.
Maybe.
When are you going to decide?
I don't know.
Why not?
Because it isn't that easy.
It is to me. You want to, don't you?
Oh, yes, I want to. But, I thought we came out here to look at a silver mine. Wasn't that the general idea? Come on. Hey, wait a minute. You're going to need your flashlight. Here, you better carry this, honey. Stevie? Stevie?
I'm over here, Mom.
You scared me half to death.
I'm sorry. Look down there. I wonder how deep it is.
Got a piece of paper?
Piece of paper's no good. We'll use a rock. There's water down there. I guess that's why they abandoned the mine.
I don't know.
Dad would.
Will you give a lady a little time?
Haven't you had enough time?
Yes, Stevie, I guess I have.
Then let's go back and tell him.
No, not right now. Run on.
Helen? Helen! Oh, Helen. What happened?
He's trapped.
Oh, where's Stevie?
He's trapped.
Where?
He's trapped.
Where?
He's trapped in the barn.
Oh,
hurry! 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 There! He's underneath! No, over there! There!
Where?
Right here, hurry! Hurry!
Try and get some help, Helen. Please try and get some help. Stevie. Stevie boy, you in there, boy? Stevie. Lady! Lady? Lady! Where are you? See? Right here! Where's the trouble? Here! Where's the trouble? Right here, my boy's in there. My boy's. Some boys, he's in there. His boys. How'd he get in? Steve. Oh. Watch it. Take it easy now. Watch. I see him. John. Can you get through? I got him, John. Stevie. See now. Stevie alive. Stevie. Stevie. Oh, Stevie. Watch it. Go get him up here. I'll take him. I got him. Watch. Oh, let him through. Pardon me. Oh. Get him. Help him through. Where is he? Here. Get him through. Don't you understand? Oh, Stevie. Stevie. Okay.
Mom!
What's the matter?
What's the matter?
Let it go! Let it go! Hey! Mister!
Daddy!
You all right? Hey, mister! Hey!
Well, that's it. That's it.
Not quite. Your wife died instantly when that mine collapsed, Mr. Archer. That's a medical fact.
Go ahead, state the other medical fact. Tell me I'm out of my mind.
There's nothing wrong with your mind. But there are certain facts you have to face. For instance, do you have any idea how your wife got from the mine to the motel? Her station wagon never left that mine. You know that, don't you? It was an extremely hot day. You were fatigued from the long drive, and you were under considerable emotional stress. Now, isn't that true? Isn't that true?
Yes, yes.
Your wife was gone longer than you thought she would be. You were worried that perhaps she would never come back, so you invented reasons why she was gone.
I saw! She was standing right here!
All right, come on. Sit down. You saw what you wished to see. You have to believe that. The mirage is quite real to the man who's dying of thirst, you know.
I didn't wish for that mine to cave in. How could I have known about that?
Well, out of the thousands of wild hunches that people get for one reason or another, some are bound to be accurate.
Oh, he wouldn't believe me if I was...
Mr. Archer, as a doctor, I also have certain facts to face. Among them that I'm dealing with a man who has a record of chronic alcoholism.
I knew you'd get around to that.
Yes, if that will help you to understand. Now, you were recently released from an alcoholic sanitarium.
I told you that.
One of the most common symptoms of the seriously ill victim of alcoholism
is hallucinations.
Well, be honest, Mr. Archer. In the past, haven't you had hallucinations?
Yes, but this is different.
Look, Archer, it would be the simplest thing in the world for me to let you hang on to this fantasy of yours. Some people might even say it was good medicine, and maybe it would be for a while. But in the end, if you really came to believe it, if it became, as it could, one of the most important things in your life, you'd end up a very sick man. And later on, if you had to give it up, if your very sanity depended on it, well, just believe me when I say it's a lot easier to give it up now. You've got a son, Mr. Archer. He's been waiting outside there for a couple of hours, waiting for his father. Because now that's all he's got to hold on to for all the years ahead when he needs somebody strong. And you're gonna fail him if you're a neurotic who has to hang on to a mirage for a crutch. I'm sorry I had to say it that way.
Oh, don't be. Is it all right if I go home right away now?
Yeah, of course. Look, it's not going to be easy for you. When you have a bad night, I want you to take one of these.
I thought you didn't like crutches.
They're all right if they wear off in a couple of hours.
Well, thanks, sir.
You know, I don't have all the answers, not by a long shot, but I hope I've helped a little.
I guess so. How much do I owe you?
Nothing. Oh, this is on the house. Come in.
How you feeling? On my way to work, I thought I'd drop by and say howdy and see how you were getting along.
Well, hello, how are you?
Fine.
I didn't get a chance to thank you last night. This is one of the men who helped pull Stevie out of the mine. I don't even know your name.
Sam Harrison. Jim and I both are very glad we could be of help.
I can't tell you how grateful I am. How the two of you ever happened to be there when I needed you at the mine, I'll never know.
Mr. Archer, when we heard those screams, we couldn't get there fast enough.
What screams?
Well, Jim says now that it must have been the wind hitting the telephone wires. That's all it could have been.
What did you think it was?
I guess I'll go along with Jim.
What did you think it was? What did you really think it was?
It wasn't the wind. It was a woman screaming for help. Well, guess I better be getting along now. Jim's waiting on the truck. That's a fine boy you've got, Mr. Archer. Good luck to you, and God bless the both of you. So long now.
I don't think I'll need these.
Wind in the wires? Illusion? Hallucination? Certainly you have your own very personal explanation, or rejection. But is it possible that love knows no boundaries, not even death? That sometimes a loving hand, beyond life itself, can reach out to shield the living? Is it possible? In a moment, something about next week. Doesn't look much like a weapon of war, does it? It is, though. This, pitchforks, bird guns, all sorts of things were used by England's Home Guard as they faced the threat of Nazi invasion after Dunkirk. There was another weapon, too. Psychic power. Very potent. Next week, we'll show you how it worked. What you're about to see is a matter of human record. Explain it? We cannot. Disprove it? We cannot. We simply invite you to explore with us the amazing world of the unknown, to take that one step beyond. Dunkirk, France. June 4th, 1940. The last pitiful remnants of the British Expeditionary Force rescued only by heroic action. France crumbling. Belgium, the Netherlands, Denmark, Norway, overrun. Germany everywhere victorious. And England, her army shattered, her arms and material captured, stood alone, virtually defenseless under the merciless attack of the mighty Luftwaffe, and awaited the coming invasion.
And now it has come to us. Stand alone in the breach and face the worst that the tyrant's might and enmity can do. Should the invader come to Britain, we shall defend every village, every town, and every city.
Winston Churchill, Britain's most potent wartime weapon. In that dark time after Dunkirk, he rallied his people from despair and defeat. They fought with anything and everything, even the fantastic weapon of psychic power. Inside this command post of Britain's Home Guard on the North Coast in 1940 was a mild and most unmilitary fellow who took that incredible one step beyond. But see for yourself.
So bear ourselves that if the British Empire and its Commonwealth last for 1,000 years, men will still say, this was their finest hour.
About time somebody give them ruddy Nazis what for.
Churchill's a real old British bulldog himself.
No doubt of it. He's the leader we've been needing right along.
I'll tell you what. All right, you men. Now, finish up with mess. You have to post guard before dark.
Their finest hour. Well, it really gives you a sort of lift, doesn't it, Mr. Blakely?
It does, Billy. It really gives one hope. Our side will win in the end.
Yes, but do you really think we will?
I don't know. I suppose that depends on us, doesn't it?
The blooming Nazis don't kill me. This food will. Whoever told you you could cook, eh? Oh, fine one to choose. Farmer probably never cooked a meal in his life.
Do you think hauling coal in a dray qualifies you for any better?
Oh, what a crew. Ruddy farmers, bank teller, overage chemist, headmaster of a blooming girls' school. Yeah, vicar and greengrocer, all bossed by a one-armed pensioner.
He lost that arm in the First World War. And got a DSC doing it.
Oh, Blakely. I met Ethel when I was in town today. She said to take care that you wear that scarf against the night air.
How did she look?
Oh, same as ever, don't you worry. You know, I've never seen anything like it. A body would think you were newlyweds instead of going on your 20th.
Yes, Ethel and I suit each other.
Oh, she said to tell you that the red platter dropped 28 fry. Whatever that means.
Sounds like Russian code.
Maybe Blakely's in cahoots with the Ruddy Reds.
A red platter is a small tropical fish. Very beautiful. One of mine just had 28 babies.
28? Oh, glad my missus can't do that.
Quite a sight they are. No bigger than the head of a pin.
Lucky, you take the outpost. You and Carr.
What? Him? Do I have to have him for a partner?
Oh, why not?
Well, I just wouldn't feel safe, that's all, with only a kid to protect me back.
Look, Lucky, we're all the same here. All doing our bit as best we can. Carr's done well so far.
Well, he's got no nerve, anybody can see that. If he had, he'd be in the services at his age.
Quite obviously, he was turned down by the services.
Well, that's what I mean. Why?
That's none of your business. Now, Lucky, it's time you understood we're under military discipline here. This is war, and you'll have to take my orders.
Look here. I'll take Cliffy's place on the cliff ward.
I was going to put you on telephone watch tonight, Herb. You need rest.
We all do, don't we? I doubt if there's a man here who's had 10 hours sleep in the past week. Carr and I can spell each other.
All right, that's how you want it?
If it's all right with Carr and Lockie.
All right. You know the schedule of the watch and the signals. Now, no lights and no smoking from now on. Harrison.
Yes.
You and Charlie get to the lighthouse.
All right.
Bill, you take the near bunker.
It's going to be a dark night.
Just the kind they'd choose.
Do you really think we have to fear them this far north? Surely they'll hit straight across the channel at Kent and Essex.
Our job is to watch for raiders, off subs and the like. They'll probably try to infiltrate all along the coast. A nice, quiet little inlet like ours is made to order for them.
I hope they don't come tonight. Likely they'll find us all asleep.
Any man caught sleeping at his post will face court-martial.
We're not the regular army, remember, Tim? We've all of us been on the constant alert for more than 3 weeks. And every man's ready to drop. And every man's doing his duty.
I appreciate that. Maybe as time goes on, we'll all toughen up, huh? Herb, you better take a gun with you out there. Prawley's 22 or the Vickers-Berg gun.
Wouldn't know how to use it anyway. We're only there to sound a warning.
They must have a weapon of some kind. Take a sawed-off oar or a pitchfork.
All right. I'll take a pitchfork. And here's your sawed-off oar.
Herbert, would you like me to pray with you?
Thanks, no, Vicar. Makes me uncomfortable asking favors of heaven. Besides, it's not us I fear for, it's them back in town. My wife, Ethel. Your wife and all the others.
But they'd have to land here first.
I mean the bombers.
Why would they bomb our little town? It has nothing of military importance. What reason?
Reason enough for the Nazis. Remember Rotterdam? Just to show they can do it. Just to put the fear of God in us.
Don't think of it. It won't happen here. They'll be all right.
Very well, Vicar. If you want to pray, pray for them.
Well, if the war depends upon Lucky or Charlie or me, God help us. We're really at the bottom of the barrel.
Oh, I wouldn't say that entirely. I'll wager Lucky can still put up quite a scrap, even with his crippled leg. Of course, I'll admit, as a warrior, I'm an excellent greengrocer, but, well, perhaps our services won't be needed after all.
Yes, but supposing they come, what are we going to do without guns to go round?
They'll have guns, you know. Perhaps we can take them away. We can do the best we can, that's the straight of it.
Mr. Blakely, Lucky was right, you know. I am a coward.
Why? Because you're frightened?
Yeah.
But everybody is, even Lucky.
Are you?
Certainly. Now, curl up and catch a nap.
Yes, but aren't you tired?
I don't go to sleep now, or I shan't wake up till morning. So, I'll take the first watch, while you catch 40 winks, and then you can have the second. Now, don't worry, I shall wake you.
Mr. Blakely, the reason why I couldn't join the service, I've got bad lungs.
Go to sleep. What a ruddy bore.
Happy birthday. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, no, Herbert.
Ah.
Do you like it?
Ethel?
Ethel. Ethel! Ah! Oh, my God. He's not alone there yet. You've got to signal the alarm. He's dead.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mr. Noel, walk back. Easy. Oh. Where are you, buddy?
Oh.
Seems you were wrong, Herbert. It was we who needed the prayers.
How do you feel?
Oh, it's nothing serious. I'll be back on my post tonight.
Oh. The attack started at 04:17 hours and lasted approximately 7 minutes. Yes, I'm sure. We got them all. 5 men and an officer. Ours? Well, I suppose every man's got a scratch or two. Only 3 seriously. I'm sending them into hospital. Go ahead, Charlie. Yes, sir. Dead? Only 1.
Who? Lucky.
Oh. What is it, Herb?
It was my fault, Tim.
Yours? Why?
I was late giving the alarm. I was asleep.
If that were true, you'd be dead. We got the alarm all right, and from you.
I woke up just at the last moment. And you know what woke me? A dream.
A dream?
A dream that saved my life. Saved all our lives, probably. Tim, they bombed the town.
In your dream?
Yeah. I saw Ethel sleeping, and the eye bombers overhead. Didn't you hear them?
No. Besides, why would they bomb us here? They must have passed over on their way to London.
Are you sure? You didn't hear bombs falling in town over there.
How could we with all the noise here?
I've got to go see. Maybe you think I'm balmy, but you've got to give me time off today to go in. You see, I saw Ethel and my house and the bomb falling.
Herb, it was only a dream.
I got to know.
All right. It's Colonel Marlowe here. Can you tell me, did they bomb you in there just now? I see. Thank you. You can ride in with the truck.
Thanks.
Herbert. Good luck.
Thanks.
Officially, she's still listed as missing.
What about Ethel, Herb? Rotten luck. What do you want to do?
Let's go back. It's my place, isn't it?
Albert. Oh, I was so worried. I know it's against regulations, but I just had to come. I thought you were dead.
I was dead.
I dreamed some Nazis landed here and were going to attack you, and no one saw them coming. I screamed. It was so terrible, it saved my life. I woke up just as the planes were overhead, and I had just enough time to grab some clothes and run into the basement.
I had a dream, too.
What in the world are you doing with my shoe?
Want to hear my dream, Ethel?
I tried so hard to call you. I tried so hard to warn you. I wanted so badly for you to hear me.
I think perhaps I did, Ethel. I think perhaps I did.
A recorded case of the double dream. When a man and his wife met for a life-saving moment in the world outside the five senses. Sometimes people in love have been known to speak beyond time and space. To whom it happened, we know. Where it happened, we know. How or why it happened. In a moment, something about our next meeting in the unknown world. Now, as to next week. Ballet slippers for a very young ballerina. A lovely child who one afternoon long ago danced into the world of the unknown and in one shattering moment had a terrifying look into the future. Would she, or could she, years later once more, dance one step beyond?